Crew Stadium. The opening ceremonies for tonight's game just nicely underway, so let's join that now.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Canada. And now, the national anthem of Argentina. And now let's give a warm welcome to the children accompanying the players. These player escorts have been selected by McDonald's. McDonald's is a proud partner of the FIFA Women's World Cup. These children are all wearing the theme of the FIFA Women's World Cup USA 2003. Go Girls, education for every child. One world, one passion, one duty. FIFA and UNICEF unite for the sake of children. A global pledge is rallying the whole world for girls' rights to education. Join us in saying, Go Girls! Education for every child.
Canadian captain Charmaine Hooper, you got a glimpse of there, will be playing at the back as she has for the last little while for Canada. The traditional handshakes before we get underway, Canada and Argentina. Argentina losers to Japan in their first game by a score of 6-0. Canada, of course, losers to Germany by a score of 4-1. So we've talked about the Canadian lineup, and boy, this one is designed to score a lot of goals, and a change at the back with Taryn Swiatek in for Karina LeBlanc.
Yes, that was a change Pellerud made, probably for a couple of reasons. Karina LeBlanc with a yellow card. You want to be safe in that respect, not getting her another yellow card. And also up front, we've got Wilkinson added to the lineup, so there are 4 strikers up front for Canada. A lot of firepower. These lineups for tonight's game brought to you by Adidas. Let's have a look at the Argentina lineup for you. Some
players with some individual skill. We watch them play against Japan, but they don't play very well together as a team.
No, they don't. They definitely have some great individual skill. An interesting player to watch would be 11, Medina. She did not play against Japan, but she is their top goal scorer. She was a top goal scorer in the South American qualifying, so watch for her in the midfield.
Taryn Swiatek, we said, gets the call in goal tonight for a couple of reasons. Karina LeBlanc is carrying a yellow card, and Swiatek apparently very good at coming out and cutting out crosses, and they figure that's maybe the way Argentina will try to attack. She's played a couple of games recently. She came on in the second half for Karina LeBlanc in their last 2 preparation games for the World Cup, and she also earned the shutout against England earlier this year in Ottawa. So Swiatek comes in here, a very capable keeper for sure.
And she was also the #1 goalkeeper at the 2003 Pan Am Games, so a lot of experience.
So you can see LeBlanc there with the yellow card carrying for Canada, and of course Evan Pellerud has lots of choices to choose from at the back. And of course Argentina finished that game, you saw there with the red card, they finished that game against Japan with 10 players. Jose Carlos Borrello says he knows it is a tough battle for his team in this tournament. They had dreams perhaps of getting to the second round, but he knows that each and every match is very difficult. And for Evan Pellerud, well, he was disappointed against Germany. He didn't say it was so much that Germany outclassed his team or played better than his team, although they did. It was simply that Canada did not play nearly as well as they should have. The referee for tonight's game, Nicole Petignan from Switzerland, the assistant Sandra Hunt from the United States, and Zhang Zhang from China. And of course the captain Charmaine Hooper at the back again with this flat back 4 that Evan Pellerud has decided to deploy here in the World Cup with 2 serious injuries at hand. Candace Chapman out with a knee injury, and
Brianna Boyd is out. That's right. With two suffered
concussions.
That's right. So Charmaine filling in those shoes back there.
There's Medina that we talked about. And we'll see what impact she has on the game. And we are now underway from Crew Stadium. Canada looking for the win and looking to score as many goals as possible in case it comes down to the tie-breaking formula, with Canada and Japan likely the choice for a #2 spot in this group, with Germany already having 2 wins under their belt. This is Hooper clearing it forward for Canada, but it's taken there by Gonzabate, #4 for Argentina. There's Carl Lang, who's playing the left side, and there's a ball sent in too far for Latham, and it goes right to the Argentine goalkeeper, Romina Ferro. Larissa Huber clears. Argentina methodically trying to move out of their zone now. This is Marisa Garez into the middle to Medina that we talked about. Mariela Coronel. Now here's Christine Sinclair looking for Latham, too far for her, but she pressures the keeper into getting rid of it. That's Ferro all the way down. Hooper with the header. Canada again with a very unusual formation, 4-2-4.
And I actually like this formation. It gives those flank strikers that whole area to run up and down that flank position. That's something that I think Canada was a little bit weak on. With Rianne Wilkinson and Carl Lang just covering those wings, it's going to make a big difference.
Argentina trying to mount a little bit of pressure here right now. That's Villanueva sending the ball in to Marisol Medina. Medina working in the corner against Hooper and wins the ball. There's Rianne Wilkinson from Montreal, has tremendous pace.
She has great pace, and on that flank she can make runs up and down all day long, and Carl Lang on the other side as well. We've seen her come down the wings as a striker when they play with 3. It'll be interesting to see what she does today.
Argentina, for the moment at least, keeping Canada under a little bit of pressure. Tanya Dennis clearing there. Diana Matheson then finishes it off. And here is Wilkinson. Forward for Latham. Didn't find her. This is Rosanna Gomez. Now it's Coronel. In the middle for Villanueva. Argentina moving the ball around rather nicely right here.
And this is what I expected from Argentina. They're going to be technically good. Canada has to pressure them so that they get off their game. They love space. They love time on the ball. That's when they're their best. So if Canada pressures them a little bit more, you'll see that Canada will make them cough up the ball and will take control of the game.
Argentina now down the right side, looking deep for Medina, but she's offside. Now we've talked also about Canada with playing with 4 up front, but 2 of those flank players will have defensive responsibilities as well.
And I think that'll be good because when you play with 3 strikers up front, it's really hard to figure out which player is going to run back with that defender that's making that run up the flank if you're going to defend. And this way, it's there, it's laid out. You've got 2 players playing wide. There's no questions as to which player is going to run back and defend. So I think this might work better with Canada and the players that they have. Not only to mention, you got Rianne Wilkinson in the lineup.
There's a long-range shot from Cara Lang, no good. One player missing tonight that you might have expected to see in the lineup is Andrea Neal, a midfielder, the veteran, 31 years old, but she's got a bit of a hamstring problem that she picked up against the Germany game, has not been training full out, and it sort of made Pellerud's decision easy to take her out and use 4 people up front.
Yeah, I was speaking with Andrea Neal, and she actually said it was aggravated. There was one day here they were training, and it was very rainy, cold, and she thought it was tight. And when she practiced that day, she seemed to pull it a little bit. She thinks it's going to get better for the next game, but you know, sometimes with hamstring pulls, they're not easy to get over and recover from.
This is Ganzabate. Argentina surprisingly holding their own here. This is Garez now, looking for Coronel. Now it's Gomez into the middle, and a shot deflected by a defender, but it's still right there, and Swiatek finally comes out to cover up. So Canada under pressure at the back here in the early going from Argentina.
And that was a dangerous play by Charmaine Hooper. She tried to cut the ball back into the middle, and in the 6-yard box, you know what? You're better off just kicking it out and giving them a throw in. If we watch this last play, we see Charmaine, she covers well, she gets behind the player, the defender, but she gets possession of the ball here, and watch her try to cut the ball back. That is dangerous.
In the meantime, an Argentine player down is Medina, Marisol Medina. Rather slow to get up. She was fouled, and Argentina with the free kick here to be taken by, it looks like, Rosana Gomez, one of their other key players. There's Tanya Dennis. It looks like she's stumbling just a little bit there right now. There's a kick sent into the box, and the header, and it's right at Swiatek. Well, I don't think it's unfair to say that it's been mostly Argentina here in the early going. Now, Cara Lang moving down the left flank. Latham is in the middle, so is Sinclair. The ball goes too far, though, and it's right to the keeper, Farrell.
And that's something that I think Lang has been working on with the team, is trying to pull those crosses out. And that's, you know, that's something when you've got 3 players running in, and she did. She had Lang, Sinclair, and Wilkinson there. You want to pull those balls back so they're not going straight to the keeper.
Ricotti. Argentina pressing forward again with Medina. Back to the defender, Huber. Brittany Timko then sends it down the left side. Lang trying to get there. She's beaten to it, however.
And I'm surprised Canada's not pressuring the Argentinian players. As soon as they have possession of the ball, they're giving them some space on the ball, which is really to their advantage. And we're seeing Argentina really maintaining possession of the ball more than Canada so far in this match.
Pellerud with his playbook out, so to speak. Can't quite see what he's got there. Charmaine Hooper moved up there but missed the tackle, and so Argentina coming back on a good play there by Nonan to just get a piece of that and prevent an all-out attack from Argentina. Diana Matheson sends it down. Here's Christine Sinclair now. Can't get around Coronel.
And Rianne Wilkinson was making a really nice run to the right-hand side. I don't think Sinclair saw her because Rianne Wilkinson was wide open on that right side.
This is Garez clearing it, but it goes right to Cara Lang. Lang goes down. Here's Christina Kiss for Wilkinson. Too far. Wilkinson, however, wins that ball against Ricotti. Kiss back for Wilkinson. Ricotti tracks back to get there and beats Wilkinson to it. And then she nutmegs her right through the legs. And it's Ricotti clearing. Medina. Back into the middle to Garez. Here's Gomez. Goes too far. Hooper goes back and lets it go to Taryn Swiatek.
Canada just trying to find their composure right now. Maybe not used to this new style and this new system, but they don't look too organized out there. They don't really know where to play the ball, where each player is going. And Argentina doing a very good job playing against Canada.
Standing by on the sidelines, Lee Godfrey. Lee.
Jerry, all of the other teams, of course, doing their homework here at the Women's World Cup. Teams like the United States and Sweden in attendance tonight, doing their scouting reports on this Group C matchup. Of course, come the semifinals, there is a crossover, so they're just going to make sure that they're ready, depending on who they end up meeting in the semifinals.
Should Canada get that far, they would, of course, stay within their own Group C and D until we get to the semifinals. So it's a little ways down the road yet, but we're already preparing for that eventuality. We talked about the four-man strike team, Christine Latham, one of those four who struggled against Germany. Here's Dennis. Cara Lang. Wilkinson chips it across to the other side. For Sinclair, it goes to Lang. Lang takes a shot.
Not a bad effort by Lang. Probably had a better option to cross that ball across the front of the net. She did have some players in there on the far post. Rianne Wilkinson was there as well. If we see this, she kind of had an awkward positioning. This is going to go back to Lang. She had players on the far post, as you see, another player there, and Rianne Wilkinson coming in behind.
Here's Hubat. Knocked away by Lang. Matheson tracking back to help out. There's Lang as well, but it's Argentina's ball.
Canada looking a little flat-footed. They just don't have that extra spark in their step. Moving a step too late. You're noticing, them losing possession of the ball, unforced errors.
It's funny how this has gone. The way they started against Germany, they started great, actually, much better of the two teams, and then Germany, which started slowly, gradually took over the control of that match. Now here we have Canada against what should be a weaker opponent in Argentina, looking slow through the first nearly 10 minutes. Here's Latham, can't get away. That looked like a handball there.
And sometimes, Jerry, when you're playing against what you know is supposed to be the weakest team, you come out knowing that and playing like that. And, it's hard as a team to try and get motivated when, you're expecting this team to be not so strong, and that's what happens. This looks like that's what kind of is hitting Canada right now. They're not prepared for a tough match, and Argentina's given them a game.
Dennis with the header. Wilkinson misses it. Villanueva sends it back. Grez then to Coronel. Back to Grez. Grez misfires. Timko sends it back. Latham can't get there in time. That was Christina Kiss hitting Coronel. Mariela Coronel down after contact with Kiss.
And here we see that Kiss going in hard. And that is definitely a foul.
Right in the ribs of the midsection of Coronel. The importance of yellows. We touched on Karina LeBlanc not playing tonight, has that one yellow, and yellow cards do add up. You get two and you miss the next game, so that's the danger. They can't afford to miss any players for the game against Japan, and Charmaine Hooper has a yellow as well.
She's a player you definitely need for that next match against Japan.
Kiss knocks it down for Wilkinson. Wilkinson finally runs out of room and runs right into Marisa Garez. Canada just can't seem to get untracked here right now. Barello must be reasonably happy with what he's seen.
Well, they're marking Canada's strikers quite well. They have two defenders behind them and two defenders in front of them, so there's really no opportunity for them to get possession of the ball, or to, once they get possession, to pass it to another player, because there's so many defenders back there for Argentina.
Christina Kiss there, just one of two midfielders. Diana Matheson the other. Free kick here for Rosana Gomez. Out comes Swiatek and beats Medina to it. Swiatek very comfortable coming off her line. Took corral balls as she did there.
She looked very confident coming off of her line, and that's a big reason Evan Pelleru decided to start her in this game too.
Argentina ball here. Valleos, there's Swiatek. 22 years old. And play slowed to a standstill here. This time Canada puts it in through Timko. Lang with a little space. Can't get it across, however. Taken over by Gonzabate. Garez. Timko now for Canada. Timko sends one in. Oh, and there's Latham. Just can't get to it, but it's rolling toward the goal and just by the post.
Again, Canada just seems to be one little step behind the ball. Latham was right on that one. A great ball by Brittany Timko. Gets the ball behind the defense here. And Latham just can't get her foot on it. She just needs to touch it right there and just couldn't get a foot on it. And here's a look at that again, and almost looked like, oh, it almost did go in.
But it caught that post. Christine Sinclair was right there for the rebound. The defender made a terrible mistake sliding for that ball, missing it completely, allowing Latham to get in free, but just couldn't bury the opportunity. Best chance so far at either end. There's Wilkinson. Tanya Dennis, who makes a run down the right side. Medina chasing her. Dennis's cross just tipped by Hubert and then cleared by Garez. Wilkinson comes back. Swings it into the middle. Latham turned the other way.
I think Latham was planning on allowing that ball to go back behind her, but
there's a defender right there.
There's nobody there other than a defender. She would have been better off controlling that and playing that ball back to another midfielder.
It's Hubert.
The boys of summer are swinging the lumber in prime time. It's Major League Baseball on Sportsnet. This week, Sean Green and the Dodgers take on Barry Bonds and the Giants. Sunday at 4/1 Pacific. Get set to see the best players on the planet as Rogers Sportsnet presents the 2003 Women's World Cup. The tournament continues Saturday as Canada takes on Japan. Live on Sportsnet East. Yes, on Sportsnet East.
Medina. Timko knocks it the other way. Sinclair can't get to it. Latham has an opportunity here, a half a chance, trying to get around Hubert. Here's Latham around one, around another, down she goes, and the referee points to the spot. It's a penalty for Canada. Mariela Coronel taking down Christine Latham inside the box. Here it is.
And give credit to Christine Latham here. She just goes right at defenders. And you know, the only thing defenders can do when you knock that ball past them is foul you. And that's a perfect play by Christine Latham.
Canada has to use their speed to be effective, and things like that will happen when they do. And it's finally paid off. Canada with an opportunity here to take the lead. Romina Ferro, the keeper for Argentina. Charmaine Hooper to step up and take this penalty. Just over 17 minutes gone. Latham fouled. Hooper now with the penalty. And the Swiss referee, Petignan, taking lots of time to organize this.
Well, it looks like the ball is a little bit in front of the dot, so she's making Charmaine Hooper move the ball right onto the spot. But I think Charmaine doesn't like the way the ball's falling, so.
Well, I think we finally got it sorted out after a delay here. Once again, Latham hauled down, Hooper to take the penalty. And she makes it 1-0 Canada. Now how's this? Charmaine Hooper called for a handball against Germany in the box. Germany was awarded a penalty and scored a crucial goal at that moment in the game, and now this.
And now this, and again, look at Latham's run. She just touches the ball past the defenders. She is faster than every defender on this Argentinian team, and Charmaine Hooper makes no mistake. She's done this many times.
It looked on that as though the keeper gave her every opportunity. She'd already moved to her left before Hooper struck the ball. So in the 19th minute, the penalty by Hooper gives Canada the 1-0 lead. See if that has a impact on the complexion of this game, which has been shaky from Canada's point of view. Here's Latham trying to get one in front again, and she misfires. So it's Charmaine Hooper with her 59th goal for Canada.
Can always count on Charmaine Hooper.
The all-time leader in that department.
I'm sure the team is breathing a sigh of relief after this penalty kick, and Charmaine Hooper is so calm and composed when she takes them.
The keeper was long gone off her line and to the left before Hooper struck that ball. Here's Valleos with a run for Argentina into the middle. The only other player up there is Medina, and it's too far for her. Swiatek lays it off for Tanya Dennis. Sherolton Nonan. Here is Hooper. Wilkinson lets that go and then tries to chase it, won't get there in time. So Argentina to get it back in play here. Farrell giving up that penalty.
Wilkinson, when you're playing 4 players up front, she's really got to maintain that width, and you saw in that last play, she was very central. If she would have been wide, she would have gotten that ball and gotten control of that ball, but because she moved central, she lost that ball. It went over top of her.
There's Lang. Lang with just too many players to run through, and she goes down. I don't know if it was the ball or a foot that caught her there, and she is struggling to get up. Lang finally to her feet. This play moves down the other way with Villanueva. Back to Garez. Medina around Matheson. Perez then is blocked by Kiss. Looking for Sinclair. Lone defender under pressure. Ricati. Gomez. Here's Coronel. Garez. Back to Ricati. Ball taken down nicely by Medina. Medina is tackled and fouled by Kiss. I don't know why Medina did not have played that first game.
I am not sure why she didn't play that first game.
She already appears to be the best player on the team right now.
Very skillful player. Canada's having a hard time defending against her. She's so good with the ball at her feet.
Quite a stat right there. Canada always a physical team. Hooper is the one we have to be worried about for getting another yellow card. If that happens to her tonight, she will miss that crucial game against Japan on Saturday.
I'm sure she's going to play it as safe as possible out there. And, you know, with Charmaine Hooper, sometimes it's just her physical strength that gets her carded. She's just such a strong player that referees automatically think she's fouling the opponents.
We've also seen with some of the refereeing here, fouls called when players get nothing but balls. They seem to call them more generously than they should. Here's Medina. Looking for Gomez, didn't get through. Wilkinson had come back that time to help out. This ball is for Sinclair, too far.
And look how many Argentinian defenders are there defending against 2 strikers. There's 4 Argentinian defenders to Canada's 2 strikers. For Canada to attack, they really need to move up. Wilkinson's got to push up, and Lang's got to push up on the left side as well, because they're not getting enough strength up front.
Wilkinson with a bit of a weak effort to try and round Riccati. Wilkinson unable to keep that one in, and so Argentina will take over. Canada has the goal, but they're not dominating this game by any stretch of the imagination. Stray ball working its way onto the field, so the referee holding play up for just a second. There's the throw in from Riccati. And Matheson back to Sherolta Nonen.
Unforced errors.
Nonen's ball just went into a crowd of people, and the blue-shirted ones come away with it. Coronel, far side to Ganzabate. This is Andrea Ganzabate. Looking for Valleos. Hooper this time turns outside instead of inside.
And that's smart. You definitely want to work your way outside, not inside. But on that last play, I'm not sure if you noticed, but looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication between Hooper and Swiatek. Hooper thought Swiatek was going to come out for that ball, but she didn't.
Hooper this time under pressure again from Medina. Hooper gets away. Wilkinson back. That was a little dicey there, wasn't it?
That was a little dicey, and I'm sure Evan Pellerud doesn't like to see any defenders moving the ball around like that in the back, especially in the middle at the back.
Charmaine Hooper, one of several players wearing that new FIFA-approved headgear that you see to protect themselves going up for balls in the air. Kiss for Dennis. Wilkinson for Sinclair. Coronel beats her to it, knocks it back. Not a lot of style to this game so far. Nonen's ball.
And there's another instance. There's defenders in front of the Canadian strikers and behind the strikers. They've got to make a decision. Either Sinclair's got to move in front of those defenders, or a midfielder's got to move in front of those defenders, because they're going to win the ball there every time. That happened against Germany. It was the same thing. They put that line in there, and then Canada can't win possession of the ball. It never gets to the strikers, but they have to adjust to that as players, and maybe that's a little bit of inexperience on their part.
Ganzabate cuts that out with a header to Fabiana Valleos. Valleos to Garez. Nonen had fallen down. Here's Garez again. Coronel. Medina. Oh, and in behind everybody is Gomez. Dennis hurries over and breaks it up. But Gomez sort of snuck in behind there. She will put it back in play for Argentina. And Medina that time can't keep it in play. So there's no doubt that Marisol Medina is the impact player through the first 26 minutes of this game for Argentina. Canada with the goal by Charmaine Hooper on the penalty. Swiatek. Coronel wins that ball in the air. Nonen has it.
And without Andrea Neal in that midfield, that's one area you're going to notice is Canada not winning as many head balls. Andrea Neal's strength is winning balls in the air. And now you've got Diana Matheson at 5'0" and Christina Kiss, I think she's about 5'3". There's not a lot of height in that midfield.
Dennis's ball goes off Kiss and rebounds back to Swiatek.
Canada looking very unorganized, and I'm not sure if it's this new 4-2-4, although it's more of a 4-4-2 right now, if you're noticing. They just don't seem very organized, and they're not connecting. They're not hitting the ball to any of the players. They're just knocking it up, and most of the time they're hitting Argentinian players.
Well, it does appear as though Lang and Wilkinson, I mean, we're calling it a 4-2-4, and Pellerud called it a 4-2-4, but it appears as though the two outside attackers are tracking back more than what we thought they would maybe, and acting more like defenders, or midfielders, pardon me. Dennis's ball goes right off of Villanueva. Lee Godfrey down on the sidelines. Lee.
Jerry, I'm sitting in the stands actually with Cara Lang's father, Brian Lang. Brian, you've made the trip down from Oakville. Talk about what it's like sitting here watching your daughter play in a World Cup.
Well, it's pretty exciting. It's unbelievable that she's here for us, that's for sure.
How does this differ from last summer in Edmonton?
Well, first of all, the fan support in Edmonton was so overwhelming. It was a different atmosphere than what you get here. But it's still exciting to be at a World Cup, that's for sure.
All right, Brian, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks.
Thank you, Lee. The under-19 is the event that they were referring to in Edmonton last year, where Cara Lang played such an important role as Canada went all the way to the final before losing on a golden goal to the United States. There's a ball cleared in over everybody. Wilkinson, Latham, and Sinclair all up there. Sorry.
I was going to say Cara Lang actually holds the record for the youngest player to score in a full international game. So I think she was 15 years old. That's
Still
incredible.
only 16, turns 17 next month. And the referee handing out a yellow card here to Mariella Riccati. So the first yellow of this game to Riccati, and it sets up a free kick for Canada in a good spot. And the referee having words here with the Canadian players, and I'm not sure what she's telling them, but they're having a big huddle here before we get this free kick and get back into play. Very shaky, rough start with no flow at all to this game. A 1-0 Canada lead. Kiss, Hooper, and Lang all in position to take this free kick. Sinclair, Latham, Wilkinson up front along with Tanya Dennis on the right side. There it is, and it's just maybe nipped the bar and went over.
That was a nice strike by Charmaine Hooper. I wasn't sure if Cara Lang was going to take it because we've heard from Evan Pellerud the first free kick from that position. He likes Cara Lang taking them, but Charmaine Hooper's very accurate, and that just touched the top of the crossbar. Well taken strike by Charmaine Hooper.
So very nearly a 2-0 lead for Canada, and now this is Hubert taking the free kick for the keeper Farrell, or the goal kick, pardon me. Here's Lang. Put away by Coronel, but Canada with numbers up there, and sloppy play by Argentina allows Canada to come forward. Here's Kiss with a shot, and she just misses the net. So Canada is sending wayward balls in there, but ending up getting good opportunities despite that.
Well, it looks like defensive errors by Argentina gives the ball right to Christina Kiss. Watch her cut it back. Left-footed strike. She is a right-footed player, but she can strike with any foot, as we can see there, and that was not far off the mark.
Christina Kiss nearly making it 2-0 Canada, and an Argentine player is down.
She plays professionally in Norway right now, and apparently that has improved her game tremendously. And an interesting little thing about Christine Kiss is she was actually judo champion back in 1995. She was national judo champion under 44 kilogram category, and decided to focus on soccer after that.
Good decision. She's telling Pellerud what happened on that last play. A break here for the Canadian players. You can see them all getting some water into their systems as the Argentine player is still down, and there's such a group around them. I'm not sure which player it is right now or exactly what happened, but she's being stretchered off. And so Argentina now a player down, at least momentarily. This game has really dragged here in the first half hour. Thrown in by Gomez. So Argentina with 10 players right now, while the injured players attended to on the sidelines. Medina to the far side to Ganzapate. Coronel. Yuba. Garez. Back to Coronel. Charmaine Hooper leading the charge this time. Three others up there. Latham lets it go to Wilkinson. Here's Wilkinson in deep. She can get the cross, and she can't. It's knocked out by Hooper. It'll be a corner kick for Canada. The injured player is Mariella Riccati, now getting back to her feet. So she'll try to get back into the game at the first opportunity, which is right now. And Charmaine Hooper steps forward to take this corner kick for Canada. So Canada maybe establishing themselves a little bit more now, but it's a shaky way to go here.
Well, Charmaine Hooper looked like she had enough back there, and she saw an opening through the middle, and she took it. And what a great opportunity that was, and she created a great opportunity for Canada. Hooper
with the corner kick. We'll take all of them from the right side for sure. Here it is. She might even been going for goal with that one. On the roof of the net.
She takes those corner kicks well. They will always curve towards the goal, much like Christina Kiss on the other corner. She'll take them and they'll curve towards goal. And she's very effective because she hits them with a lot of pace.
Hooper moves all the way back to take up her defensive position now, along with Timko, Nonen, and Dennis. Lang for Hooper. Into the middle. Sinclair, who's been rather quiet here tonight.
When you're playing against defenders that are playing behind you, not giving you about 10 yards behind and also playing with the defender in front of you, you got to play those balls right into their feet. Sinclair's got to have midfielders to play it back to. It's got to come right into her feet because she's not going to be able to do anything with the ball that comes to her head other than knock it back to the Argentinian defenders. And Canada's service hasn't been good enough this half.
Here's Nonen to Dennis. Back to Nonen. Has to just get rid of it. Wilkinson can't come down with that. Coronel does to Medina. Medina tackled from behind by Dennis, and the referee comes over to have a word with Dennis. No card, just a warning. But Dennis definitely came in from behind on Medina. Another look at that play as, yes, she definitely did clip her from the back. So Tanya Dennis with the foul. And here's the free kick from Mariella Ricotti. Just 10 minutes to go here in the first half. A rough one, 1-0 Canada. By rough, I mean sloppy. Dennis headed back the other way by Guerrez.
And one thing that traditionally Canada's been very good at leading up to the World Cup is winning second ball. So winning that ball that gets knocked down, or winning the first ball. And Canada isn't winning the first ball or the second ball. And you know, if I was Evan Pellerud, I'd be very concerned about that because, you know, you're letting the Argentinian players win possession of the ball, and you go to play against the Americans or the Germans or the Chinese of the world, and you give them that second ball, and they're gonna punish you every time.
It's Mariella Ricotti. Took one in the side of the neck or the jaw. Right here, it's like an elbow from Christine Latham. So Hubert. Larissa Hubert will take the free kick. It's over Gomez's head, and Medina can't keep it in play. We've been making a big deal over goal differential, and right now Canada's not in great shape in goal differential, but if they win tonight and beat Japan, it doesn't matter. They'll be into the next round. Japan losing today to Germany by a score of 3-0 after beating Argentina 6-0. Here's Coronel.
And again in the midfield, Canada just not being able to win possession of the ball, and Argentina outclassing them.
And here they go right now with Medina. Takes a shot and misses the net. Argentina's best opportunity by far. Canada allowing 2 players in there, and Medina missed the net.
Tanya Dennis had 2 Argentinian players there. Somebody was not marking very well. It was either Charolta Nonen or Charmaine Hooper in the midfield. And you know, that's something Evan Pellerud would definitely be not happy about. They've got to mark those players, especially up front.
Mariella Ricotti. For Gomez. Coronel. Dennis is back. Pardon me, Nonen to Swiatek. Charolta Nonen with time and room. Belarus, see that look of disgust on his face there over the way that ball did not work out. However, in the end, there's Lang down in deep, taken away by Ganzabate.
How many loss of possessions Canada has had? It's incredible. against a team of this caliber. Although Argentina is playing well, it's because Canada's not playing well.
Latham going up for that one. The keeper comes out. And Latham gets a warning from the referee. And another player down.
And Latham, you know, she goes in hard for everything. Every tackle, every ball, and you're seeing her going hard here again.
And I think Clarissa Huber there made the most out of that one, didn't she, when she went down?
And
This is the play at the other end.
And you saw there Tanya Dennis with 2 opponents. Sherolta Nonen, I don't know where she was on that play, but she should have been marking one of those players.
I would not have thought that statistic possible in this game. Here's a ball sent through for Medina. Dennis chasing her. And doing a good job there. It will be a corner kick for Argentina, but Dennis at least did not let her get around.
She didn't let her get around, but she had a couple steps on Dennis, and Dennis should have been marking her tighter. She should have been inside of her. Dennis had to actually catch up to win possession of that ball.
There's the corner kick. Far post. And headed wide by Colonel. Pellerud is not the kind of guy to make the paint peel off the walls, but if he was, it would be happening at the halftime of this game.
This is definitely a disappointing first half for Canada.
Swiatek sends it downfield. Gonzabati beating Latham to it, but it's out. Here's Timko. Be Argentina's ball. Improper throw in.
I'm not sure what that was. I guess that's what it was. Argentina's getting the throw in.
Gonzabate. Lang is there. Perez. This is for Gomez, but Dennis is back. Can't find Rianne Wilkinson with it. Coronel.
That's something you learn when you're playing that flank position. As soon as you win possession, you've got to hit the wings. You've got to stretch the team out. And Rianne Wilkinson, probably a little bit of inexperience, but she stays central. She doesn't move out to the flank and give options to Tanya Dennis.
And Matheson. What happened here?
So Diana Matheson getting called for cleats up.
So Diana Matheson picking up the caution. So everything's going wrong for Canada here except the score line, which is Canada 1, Argentina 0. So rocky performance here. Into the box, headed away by Kiss. Wilkinson comes down with it. Hand ball, however. I don't know if the referee was going to call it until Gomez pleaded for it.
And we see Wilkinson running for the ball here, and yet she does handball that inside of her arm. Got to wonder how much of Canada's performances are based on inexperience. The majority of the players have never played in a World Cup. I mean, you've got Charmaine Hooper and Sherolta Nonen right now on the field that have played in a World Cup.
But they've played much better than this in other games, that's for sure. And I think if the jitters were going to disappear, they would have against Germany. Kiss now. Another dangerous moment for Canada. They saw Medina there.
They just don't look as aggressive as they have in the past. They look hesitant. They're almost scared, or I mean, I don't think it's because they're taking the game lightly. They've had enough time to get into this game now.
Well, talking to them in training the last couple of days, they were ready to go all out and score as many goals as possible, knowing that they're a better team than Argentina, but you wouldn't know it by what we've seen here through nearly 45 minutes. They seemed confident, seemed ready to go, and looked forward to the challenge. It has not turned out that way here so far. Sinclair coming back. There's Matheson doing some good work, and she's fouled by Garez. Matheson quickly puts it in play for Sinclair. Too far. Back is Ricotti, and out comes Farrell.
Not a bad idea by Matheson, but she didn't see Cara Lang on the left side wide open.
Dennis steps up with the header. Argentina's ball.
Every time Canada wins possession, it goes back to Argentina, and they haven't been able to keep string two passes together.
Barello, despite trailing by 1, must be very happy. His team has thwarted Canada here, got them off kilter. They're playing a very awkward game.
I wonder if Evan will consider going back to his 4-3-3 formation in the second half.
Well, who knows? He's got options he can choose from on the bench, that's for sure. Carmelino Moscato has not seen any action yet. There's Wilkinson, can't do anything with it in the corner. Silvana Bertini, the veteran, she's on the bench as well. Isabelle Morneau is a defender who's on the bench. And they're all quite capable, so who knows what he'll do in the second half. He's not afraid to make changes. We've seen that in the past, so I would expect it. It's Wilkinson heading it forward. Sinclair. Around Coronel. And it goes off Huber. Canada will keep possession.
Every time Canada wins possession of the ball in the air, on the ground, they're just putting it right back to Argentina.
Dennis finds its way into the box. There's Sinclair, back for Matheson. Kept in by Kiss, but knocked away, and here's Villanueva. Canada recovering though. Argentina just about as sloppy as Canada is here. Medina now. She loses out to Nonan. To Dennis. Sinclair can't come down with it. Matheson, she can't control it. Well, she does actually, and gets it back to Hooper.
And that's the half.
That's the half. There was virtually no time added on to that first half. I guess the referee, feeling like we do, thankful that it's over and blow the whistle as quickly as possible. A lackluster performance. Charmaine Hooper with the only goal. Cara Lang up front along with Christine Latham, Rianne Wilkinson, and Christine Sinclair unable to get much going here in this first half, and Charmaine Hooper has the only goal on a penalty. So it has been disappointing, and after 45 minutes of play, Canada leading Argentina on Hooper's penalty by a score of 1-0. Here at Columbus Crew Stadium in Columbus, Ohio, on a beautiful night to play soccer. It was windy, it's still a little breezy, but not bad. The scoreline after 45 minutes, Canada 1, Argentina 0 on a penalty by Charmaine Hooper, her 59th international goal. She leads all Canadians all time in that department, of course. A lackluster display by both sides, most disappointing for Canada. We thought they'd come out here and maybe get 2 or 3 in the first half. The all-important thing is to get the victory. That's the first thing for sure, but I don't know what went wrong there, Helen, in the first half. They looked like they were disorganized and a little bit hesitant.
And the way they're formed right now, it's a 4-3-3.
So he's ditched that experiment. He's got Latham, Sinclair, and Lang up front, and Rianne Wilkinson has dropped back into the midfield along with Diana Matheson and Christina Kiss, and the 4 across the back remain the same: Timko, Hooper, Nonan, and Dennis. So maybe they feel more comfortable playing this way. Maybe it was, I don't know, just they were out of their comfort zone perhaps playing with that kind of a formation.
It's definitely tough after playing so many games in the same formation to go into a totally different style of play, and obviously they couldn't adjust to it. So let's see what happens in the second half. They are used to the 4-3-3 formation.
So we are now underway. Nonan with that ball forward, but here come Argentina. Valleos. Timko recovers for Canada. Kiss. Timko. for Latham. Here's Latham again. Timko. Lang lets it go overhead, then heads it on, but it's right at the keeper, Farrow.
And already you're seeing those strikers moving well together, so hopefully this will make a big difference for Canada up front and in the midfield as well.
Latham turns, tried to get it to Sinclair, couldn't. Kiss couldn't get it there as well. There's Barbita Nuno. Coronel can't get anywhere, and Lang has it. Sends it in, but it's too far for Wilkinson.
And Wilkinson, good job running down that wing and winning possession of that ball. She had almost no chance to get there.
Here's Dennis. She has room in the corner, tries to get the cross over. Oh, and it goes right under the foot of the defender. I think that was Huber. But fortunately for Argentina, it went right to the keeper, Farrow.
Latham seemed a little surprised that that one got through.
Hooper heads it back. Coronel takes it down. Wilkinson. Here's Matheson. Dennis. Lang has it. Bothered by Garez. And now Coronel has it. For Valleos. Lays it off for Ganzabate with room down the right side. Her cross, though, taken by Hooper. Great defensive play by Charmaine Hooper.
And every time I see something like that happen, I get a little nervous because you know Charmaine Hooper has that one yellow card.
Lang goes down trying to chase that one. Hooper, Canada's best forward all time, and so far, I'd have to say, in the last few games since she's gone back as a defender, is Canada's best defender.
She's done tremendously back there. You know, she was a little nervous at first, being told she was going to play defense. She's adjusted well.
Here's Cara Lang chasing it and running out of room and out of time. Let's go down to the sidelines. Here's Lee.
Jerry, not only will the change in the formation maybe improve Canada's hopes for scoring another goal, but the direction they are going. The wind is still really blowing here tonight, and now they will be going with the wind, so any ball sent forward will not be stopped dead in the air like they were in the first half.
The wind is a factor. It's not blowing as strongly as it was late this afternoon, but it is still keeping the flags fairly stiff here at the end of the stadium. Here's Hooper, taken down, no foul. Valleos, room in the middle, and she's got help on both sides. Through to Medina. Medina shot, and it was deflected by Timko. Wide of the net.
And I noticed that Charmaine Hooper actually moved up in the defense there, and they got by Hooper, and there were 3 Argentinians against 3 Canadian defenders, and they got a ball behind the Canadian defense. Timko doing a good job just getting a foot on it to get that one wide, and Argentina with a corner kick now.
Anxious times for Canada early in the second half. You'll recall Germany scored early in the second half to just about put that game out of reach. And there's an attempted bicycle kick.
And a big concern for Canada is why is Argentina winning head balls when most of the Canadian players are taller and stronger than the Argentinian players?
Latham can't get to that one as Riccati just steps in front of her and sends it back the other way. Here's Nonen for Latham.
It's almost as if Canada's expecting Argentina to not be as strong, and on that last play with Christine Latham, she didn't think her player was going to make it to the ball, so she kind of let up a little bit, and her opponent beat her to the ball.
Wise old saying, never underestimate your opponent. I don't know if Canada has done that or not, but Argentina playing them very tough here. Timko. Valleos giving her fits there and winning it for Argentina. This is Ganzabate. Coronel. Argentina still will have it. Pellerud has lots to think about as they get ready for Japan on Saturday in a game that will mean advancing to the second round, assuming Canada wins this game, which is in doubt at the moment.
You know, we came into this game expecting Canada not only to win this game, but to score a lot of goals, and you know, they haven't performed up to what they're expected to perform.
So again, Canada-Japan from Foxborough, Argentina against Germany in Washington. So all 4 teams will leave Columbus here for their final round-robin game. Canada ranked 12th in the world. Argentina 35th in the world. Timko. Huber's ball goes out of play. Timko's trying to put it back in play, and there's another ball on the field. So Timko for Latham. Chests it down nicely, then gives it away.
That's twice in a row that Canada just offered the ball to Argentina.
Canada's ball here. Diana Matheson received a yellow card in the first half. Another stray ball on the field. I don't know why they can't keep the balls off the playing surface here. This is Nonen. Into the middle. Latham with the header. Keeper gets a piece of it, and it stays out somehow. Unbelievable there how Canada did not make it 2-0.
I don't know how Carl Lang missed that last play.
Here's Timko as the pressure is still on. Finally, Argentina come away with it. This is Medina. Matheson, though, takes it from her. Kiss has it. Into the corner for Latham. Latham swings it out, and there's another header from Lang. Canada maybe asserting themselves here now, but still not getting that second goal.
And what a beautiful ball in by Charolta Nonen. Just gets a little touch here by Latham, and I don't know how that was missed by Carl Lang. She's got to be shaking her head after that. That was an open goal, and all she needed to do was tap it. She was a yard away from the goal line.
Just a little too far forward and almost stepped right over the ball. Canada looking a little better here at least. Well, slowly but surely.
They're definitely mustering up a little bit more of an attack. Latham making some nice runs, and Lang coming in for those far post runs, and hopefully this is going to be a positive step for Canada.
Belarus substituted Lang at the start of the second half against Germany, has not done so here. He's made no substitutions. We're speculating he might, given the lackluster performance by Canada in the first half. Here's Medina. Taking it away is Wilkinson, but it's knocked all the way down by Huber. Swiatek.
And again, I have to say, it just looks like Canada's flat-footed on that last play. Christine Sinclair just casually running back, doesn't get in front of her opponent, and she could have won possession of that ball.
Huber, bothered by Lang. And Canada will have possession deep again. While it's still a bit of a struggle, it is better. And there's a surprising score. We talk about this being a surprise. There's a big one. Norway, one of the favorites to win the whole thing, knocked off by up-and-coming Brazil. 4-1 the score in that game today.
And Jerry, Canada played Brazil in the preliminary games prior to the World Cup warm-up games.
Exhibition games.
Warm-up games, and they beat Brazil easily. Brazil obviously was missing a few players, but playing obviously a great performance against Norway. That's an incredible score, 4-1 against Norway. And you know, they've been saying all along that this World Cup is going to show all the smaller nations in soccer, other than the U.S., the China, the Norway, and the Germany's coming out and proving they can play against the best in the world, and Brazil doing that today.
Substitutions available for Canada. As you saw there, Sasha Andrews, Carmelina Moscato, Silvana Bertini, Isabelle Morneau, all available. None of them have played yet in this World Cup. Free kick swung into the box, headed away by Hooper. Here's Sinclair, but she just can't get away. Latham picks it up. Canada seeming to try and run right through people. rather than make plays around them.
And in that case, you're right, Jerry. Latham should have laid that ball off. She had Sinclair making a nice run. And I'm not sure if they're just a little slow at moving, and they look flat-footed, but Sinclair was wide open on that play, and Latham just taking one extra step and losing possession of the ball.
Sinclair tries to get it to Latham. Coronel sends it the other way for Argentina, all the way to Swiatek. Dennis. Long ball for Lang. Huber has it. Hubert. Garez. Now it's Latham trying to thread it through for Sinclair, unable to do so. Coronel. Garez. Kiss back to Nonen. Dennis. Lang tries to head it past Riccati and chase it down, but Riccati got a piece of it, and it goes back to Farrell. Nonen clears. Kiss tries to head it on to Sinclair. To Timko. Latham tries to flick it back to Sinclair. Sinclair in the corner. In for Latham. There's Matheson. Matheson with a shot. Handled but bobbled by Farrow. And there are no Canadians there to pick it up.
They're not anticipating. They're not anticipating that ball rebounding. They're not anticipating the second ball. And it's all showing. Things that were easy for Canada in previous games seem hard for them today.
Here comes Charmaine Hooper through everybody. And finally loses out to Hubert. Lang now takes a shot, a left-footed shot over the net. Canada actually dominating now, although they still seem to be error-prone. They're taking control of the game.
And Charmaine Hooper doing a good job moving through that midfield, taking those chances. She is moving up a little bit more. If you notice, she's actually playing in front of the Argentinian strikers, so she's given that freedom to move forward, and she does it well, and what a great opportunity for her there. But good defensive skills by the Argentinian defender there, getting the ball away from Hooper.
Goal kick sent out, it's now at midfield. Vallejo knocks it forward. Timko knocks it back the other way. Sinclair unable to keep it in play. Nearly an hour gone, still 1-0 Canada over Argentina.
And you would think the longer this game goes on, I would expect Canada to dominate more, just for the reason that Canada is a very fit team, and Argentina's not used to playing these international matches. So we'll see what happens as this second half continues.
Argentina's ball. This will be put in play by Andrea Ganzabate.
Well, the one thing this Argentinian side's good at is positioning themselves. That's the reason they win a lot of head balls. They position themselves in a perfect spot that the only thing Canada can do is foul them.
Wilkinson for Lang. Lang turns into the middle. Couldn't get Wilkinson on the run. Matheson steps up to help. Close quarters, and Argentina Coronel come away with it. And there's Medina, but she's offside.
And there seems to be a little bit of confusion in the midfield with Matheson and Rianne Wilkinson. And Matheson getting confused, getting stuck in the middle with Rianne Wilkinson, probably because Wilkinson's not used to playing that central midfield position.
Rianne Wilkinson has tremendous pace, has not really been able to showcase it here. She came on in the second half against Germany and didn't do a whole lot, and has not performed the way we saw her perform in the friendlies leading up to this. Here's Lang offside.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there, Jerry. Rianne Wilkinson played in the exhibition game against Australia in Kingston and looked tremendous, but she's looked subpar today. She looks tired. She's losing possession of the ball. And here we're seeing that offside, and that was offside as soon as the ball was kicked.
Canada hanging on by a thread here. This is Clarissa Huber. Wilkinson called right away, so quickly Argentina get it back in play. Trying to get Medina through. Hooper is back, and Medina is called for the foul. Canada fortunate there. All it takes is one here, and Argentina getting close a couple of times, and the crowd not happy with that call.
That was definitely too close for comfort, and you see this. Medina doing good to get in behind Canada. Charmaine Hooper maybe pulled down there, but you gotta always remember that Charmaine Hooper does have that yellow card, so if she gets called for anything, she's out for the Japan game.
Canada plays a physical, rough game. We've harped on that before, and it's showing here in the stats. There's Sinclair trying to turn. And Wilkinson unable to do anything with that. Kiss had come up as well, and Wilkinson out of frustration. And I think she is going to pick up a yellow card here.
And you know, Derry, we talked about her just a few minutes ago, but Rianne Wilkinson, I have to say, just looks out of her league today. She is not able to touch those balls. She's losing possession of the ball constantly, and we're seeing it. She actually lost possession, tries to get back, and out of frustration, fouls, and that's a good call by the referee. It was intentional.
It's Mariela Coronel that she fouled. Coronel is back up, and Wilkinson now has a yellow card.
And that's the problem with this squad right now. There are really no other midfielders other than Andrea Neal. Actually, Moscato's a midfielder. She just hasn't played in too many games prior to the World Cup. She hasn't even been with the national squad. She suffered from true stress fractures, so she hasn't played, and you'd be a little hesitant to get her into an important match at this point because she doesn't have that experience right now.
Well, I would think that Pellerud was probably hoping that if he was up by 3 or 4 at this point, he could start to bring in some other people and get them a taste of World Cup action. But what do you do now? Canada winning the corner kick here thanks to Carl Lang against Hubert. This is Kiss, who has stepped up to take this one from the left side. The Canadian coaching contingent obviously know that they've got to do something before the game against Japan. Just the second corner kick of the evening for Canada here. That's Wilkinson, number 9, Sinclair, number 12. There's a kick come through, and Sinclair let it go through, and it's still available there. Here's Timko with a shot, and it's high.
And not a bad effort by Timko on that one. Just didn't get her body over the ball enough. But watch Sinclair let that one go through her legs. Almost gets possession of it here, but touches it, goes off an Argentinian player, and Timko leaning back a little bit and goes over the net.
So now the defender Huber taking the goal kick again. Coronel gets that header, but Canada retain it here now. Matheson does well to get it to Timko. Timko into the middle to Latham. Here's Vallejo for Argentina. Medina will leave it for Ganzabate. Very slow to get this ball back in play. Pellerud trying to get his people in position. Canada now.
We should also mention that last game Argentina played against Japan, that whole second half, they only played with 10 players due to a red card they received in the first half. So maybe that was more of an indication of a lopsided score, but still Argentina is the weakest in this group, and it's not showing today though.
Here's Timko. Can't find Latham with it. Marked back the other way by Ganzabate.
But where's Canada's midfield on that play? They were about 20 yards behind the Canadian attackers.
Hooper coming over to clean up this one against Medina. Back to Timko. Hooper taking charge of this game when things get rough.
Well, I know Charmaine Hooper, and she hates to lose, and she's one of the most competitive people out there. And you better believe it. She's fired up for this.
Kiss clears it down the other way. Here's Hubert. That ball was actually out of bounds when she hit it, so Canada will get it back. Charmaine Hooper, 35 years old. The only goal of this game, strange as that sounds, against Argentina after 65 minutes. Timko to Kiss. Timko again. Argentina, I think, better in the air than maybe we thought they'd be. They're winning a lot of balls in the air. Here's Lang in deep. Sinclair with the header, and the keeper misses it. Fortunately for her, it's wide of the net.
No, it looks like she touched it.
I guess she did, because it's a corner kick to Canada. So she did get a piece of it.
And that was a strange dive by her, but Christine Sinclair backpedals to get this one, just gets a touch on it. And the keeper swings with her right arm and just touches it, but didn't look like it was going in, but Canada gets a corner.
Farrell getting a piece of that. Now it's Kiss with the corner kick. Comes in there good with pace on it, in a good spot, but it's cleared away. And then finally cleared all the way out by Ganzabate. Here's Hooper. Seems to have stepped up a little bit. Trying to get it to Sinclair. Hooper now drops back. Around Wilkinson goes Coronel. And there's a player down on the pitch. It looks like Barbita Nuno, and Sinclair maybe collided with her. I think that was a result of that collision in front of the goal on that corner kick. Both of them shaken up a little bit, and the referee blows it down.
And we see Sinclair going in for this one. She goes up with 3 Argentinians around her, and it looks like she just might have landed the wrong way.
So Sinclair is up and ready to go. And here's the throw in from Dennis. Cleared away. Nonan knocks it into the middle. Again, Argentina winning the balls in the air. Medina fouling Hooper, however, and she doesn't believe it.
Again, it's that central midfield position where Canada's not winning those balls in the air, and that's the key position where you want to win those balls in the air. But what do you do when you've got 2 central midfielders that don't have a lot of height to them?
Here's Nonan. Over Sinclair. Lang is in deep. Keeper Farrell gets there first. Timko's header actually goes back. Nonan leaves it for Swiatek. A little dangerous there as Medina was charging.
And poor timing on Timko for that header. She had tons of time to get underneath that ball and head that forward. It's just these little mistakes that Canada keeps making. And
here's the throw in now for Fabiana Vallejo. Well, she's going to leave it. Ganzabate. Foul there is Kiss by Medina. Here's Nonan. Again, beaten in the air is Canada, that time Hubert. Timko quickly gets it in play for Lang. Canada still with it. Lang for Latham. Farrell cleans it up for Argentina.
a lot of errors we wouldn't normally see Canada making.
Here they go, looking for Medina again. It's too far, and Swiatek is out to clean it up. Garez, her header goes all the way to the far side. Gomez keeps it in play. Here's Nonan.
Look at the space between the strikers and the midfielders, Jerry. There's about 20 or 30 yards between the two players, and the strikers can't play with the midfielders that far back, and the midfielders can't play with the strikers that far ahead.
Something has to tighten up a little bit. Argentina here now. Belarus frustrated. 2 goals, win the game, and score lots of goals. Well, they're winning the game, but they're not scoring lots of goals, and they're not looking great doing it. Nonan with the header there. Here's Sinclair. Trying to find Lang. Good play by Gonzabate. Back comes Gomez. Medina, I don't think, saw that ball. She was walking back and went right over her head.
She was offside for that one.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Here's Dennis. Back for Nonan.
Got to tighten that up again. They've got so much space between the defenders and the strikers. And that's what's happening every time. Argentina's winning possession.
And they still retain it here. No sign of any substitutes yet for either side. Ball back in play by Gomez. Dennis. Sinclair can't handle it, but she'll get the throw in for Canada. Here's Lang. Latham in front. Fizzles.
You know, opportunities like that, you're in a World Cup. You can't just kick those balls out. You've got to be able to cross those. There's Canadian players in front of the net, and you just can't lose opportunities like that.
Smaller crowd tonight than we saw for the first doubleheader on Wednesday when Canada, or on Thursday, pardon me, when Canada played Germany. Pardon me, it was Saturday, wasn't it? Losing track of the days. Here we go, Wilkinson, but that play's whistled down. And Farrell goes down. I don't know what happened there. I glanced away as I guess she went to make a save on that ball.
Rhian Wilkinson took a shot after the play was called. It looks like the ball hit the net, hit the crossbar, and then hit the keeper, hit the post.
Oh, it bounced off the post and hit her right in the head. So they're out tending to her now. That was a strange one. Wilkinson is a very frustrated player this evening, and that was whistled down, and she then took the shot.
That central midfield position is a tough position to play, especially if you've never played it before. You know, you've got to be aware of every single position on the field. You got to defend, you got to attack, and Rhian Wilkinson, this is her first time in the central midfield, and I think she's having a difficult time adjusting.
Canada trying to get a substitution in here. Silvana Bertini is standing on the sidelines. And this will be her first taste of World Cup action this time around. She's, of course, a veteran of the last one. And Bertini had played as a defender in Canada's last friendly. It was a bit of a struggle for her. Bertini is a police officer in the city of Vancouver. She's taking time off the team in order to get to that point, and she's made it in her career. And they're taking a lot of time to get the ball back in play here. As Canada trying to get this substitution completed, and it looks like Argentina is as well. Villanueva's coming out for Karina Alvareza, and meanwhile Rhian Wilkinson has come off in favor of Silvana Bertini.
And that's a good decision.
Silvana Bertini, a veteran of 74 caps, and she plays with pace, and she's a veteran who likely won't make mistakes and won't get frustrated out there. So Rhian Wilkinson takes a seat, and Bertini comes on and is lining up in the midfield right now.
And I think that's a very good decision. Bertini has a lot of speed. She's always been one of the fastest players on the squad.
And she's got it now, getting it in for Lang, or tried to, cleared away. Matheson. She chips it into the middle, just couldn't get it through to Latham. And Kiss called for the foul there. Silvana Bertini of Williams Lake, BC. She's 34.
Number 7.
And as I said, a police officer in Vancouver. Her beat is East Hastings. And if you know Vancouver, you know that that's one of the tougher areas of that city. And she's had to take a lot of time off work in order to be part of this World Cup squad. Timko. Vallejo for Argentina. And Medina is offside.
And on that last play again, we saw Argentina in front of the one player right in front of the strikers winning that possession of that ball every time, and Canada just hasn't adjusted to that.
Here's Nonen. Lang has it. Matheson. Everything going wrong for Canada here. Argentina well placed with their players. That one nearly got through. Nonen with a good effort back there. Here's Vallejo. Nonen for Bertini, too far. Gonzabate steps up, gets hammered by Bertini, and she is still down. No foul. Coronel over to Garez. Here's Coronel again. Kiss with that tackle. Lang. Tried to get it through for Sinclair, didn't work. Argentina back now.
Where we've seen these strikers in the past play so well together, it's almost as if they've never seen each other up there, and they don't know where each other's going to run. Sinclair making a run there, Lang not really understanding what her run was going to be, passes it one way, Sinclair goes the other way.
For whatever reason, they seem to be off kilter and out of sync. It's like they're in the twilight zone here tonight. And Lang kicks it out of bounds with an Argentine player down on the pitch. Looks like it's Riccati.
And both Lang and Latham bent over, looking very tired out there.
Well, that tired feeling may be born out of frustration more than anything. They had to think that they were going to score more goals than one through 77 minutes of play against the weakest team in the group.
And usually when you're attacking, it's a lot easier, not as tiring. And when you're connecting well, it just seems like a lot of fun. And this isn't a fun game to play in.
Well, this will set up a situation where if this score holds like this, assuming Canada hangs on to win, where goal differential will no longer be an issue. It's simply going to be Canada's going to have to win that game against Japan probably to advance to the next round. Another substitution here. This is Riccati is coming out. She's the hurt player right now, and in comes Lopez. This is Noelia Lopez in for Riccati. Attendance tonight almost as much as it was the other night, 15,529, but I think that was the attendance for the first game of the doubleheader. Some of them have elected to stay, some have not. Ball back in play there by Lopez.
And I don't know why they're giving this to Canada, because Cara Lang actually kicked that ball out.
Lang with it. No room to maneuver.
I think one thing we're noticing is Canada has to move the ball a lot quicker, because internationally, you don't have a lot of time on the ball.
Here's Lang. Gets it across for Latham. The header, the keeper is there. Rebound, scores! So finally, off that set piece, they get the second goal. And a little redemption here, it's 2-0.
And a nice ball by Cara Lang. She gets this ball across perfectly. Lang connects well. Good save by the keeper, but Latham gets another foot on it. A nice effort here by Cara Lang. She turns her defender, gets a little bit of time, looks up, sees Latham making that run in there. Latham connects perfectly and gets a second opportunity and doesn't make a mistake of putting that one at the back of the net. That's nice to see, and I guess the team can take a little bit of a breather now.
Here's Timko.
I saw Evan Pellerud after that goal was scored, and he looked relieved.
So it's Christine Latham in the 79th minute to make it 2-0. See if that provides them with incentive and the motivation to maybe go after another one here. Vallejo. Garez. Gomez into the middle, she gets it back.
And you know, one area that Canada seems to struggle with is when they're played wide, when they really stretch out the Canadian side, and that's what's happening here. Argentina's using their flanks very well. It's the same thing Germany did in the first game.
Here's Lang now, finding some room down the left side. Getting by one defender, can't get by the other one, and it'll be a throw-in for Canada. That was Marisa Garez coming across with that sliding tackle at the last minute.
And there's Evan on that last goal, and you could just see he wanted to play. And there's relief.
I think he was playing there himself, wasn't he?
Looks like Canada got the call here.
Canada winning possession of the ball, and will get the free kick in a good spot here. Christina Kiss to take it.
And although Canada hasn't played their best this half, they have dominated most of the second half. It just hasn't looked very pretty.
So here's Kiss. Three-man wall for Argentina. Canada with 6 players inside the box. Timko just outside, Matheson behind her, and Nonen back at midfield. The rest of them are all up. And this one's taking a long time as well. Here it is from Kiss. And there it scores! Canada has scored again! Have they righted the ship here finally? And if nothing else, this will be a tremendous boost to their confidence to get some goals here late.
And numbers in the box. Good opportunity for Canada. And Latham again finishes that one, but look at how many players they put in there. And you know, you get good service in, and this is what you're going to get. They can finish. This Canadian team can finish. They just haven't had a lot of opportunities in front of the net. You get players there, and they're going to score goals, and Latham makes no mistake on that one.
So Canada now up by 3 with less than 10 minutes to go. And Canada's goal differential at this point is 0. Japan is +3. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it'll be left by Timko for Silvana Bertini. So Christine Latham, couple of goals here for Canada. Her 10th and 11th goals internationally, as Coronel is down clutching her right thigh. And Latham now comes out of the game, and in comes Sasha Andrews. And for Sasha Andrews, this is her first World Cup action. She's from Edmonton, a 20-year-old who was an important player in the under-19 team from last year. You might recall that. This is her 20th appearance for Canada. She scored a couple of goals, and she took a nasty one in training the other day, and we wondered if maybe she'd be all right.
Well, she got hit pretty hard in the side of the face, Silvana Bertini, and I know how hard Silvana Bertini can shoot.
Well, it wasn't Bertini that hit her, it was the ball that hit her.
It was the ball Silvana Bertini kicked. And
right in the side of the face.
Right in the side of the face. Thought she might have actually injured her jaw, went to get x-rays, but it was fine.
Well, what happened was she got hit on the one side of the face, but she got hit so hard that it was the opposite side of her face that hurt the most. It almost dislocated her jaw, and she was drinking soup for a day or two. But now she's fit and ready to go and getting some World Cup action here. So Andrews and Bertini, both the first time here. Argentina has made a substitution as well in the late stages here. Out of the game was Coronel, who got hurt on that last play. And coming into the game in place of her is Yanina Gaitan. So substitutions for both teams here with just over 5 minutes plus stoppage time still to go. Canada 3, Argentina 0.
And good to see Charmaine Hooper up in the front line now. Obviously giving Canada a bit of a boost up front.
So Andrews has replaced Hooper in the back line, and Hooper has gone forward to join Lang. Sinclair is up there as well. Here's Sinclair with it. Flicking it forward, knocked away that time by Hubert. Knocked forward by Kiss. Sinclair can't get to it, but it was knocked out of bounds by Gonzabate.
And Argentina has everyone but 2 players back, so they're defending. They're leaving just their 2 strikers for the counterattack.
Sinclair to Silvana Bertini. Bertini sends it into the box, but it's an easy one for Ferro to handle. So Hooper on the penalty, and then Latham with 2 late goals here, 3 minutes apart. And down goes number 7 for Argentina, writhing in pain.
And Sasha Andrews gets a yellow card for that one.
Down on the pitch is Karina Alvariza. And Andrews didn't take long to get involved. And Alvariza's up and looking fine.
That was just, you know, a tough tackle for Sasha Andrews. I don't think it was deserved of a yellow card. She just went in hard. If you watch this, Sasha Andrews just comes in and goes in hard.
Good old-fashioned body check, that one. So here's Hubert. In deep, knocked away. Claire heads it forward. Hubert is back.
They won't ride on that.
Canada always quick to try and get it back in play as Pellerud wants more goals. That was one of the stated goals from the outset. Score early, score often. Cooper's header back for Bertini. Taken by Garez. Gomez looking for Medina. She's onside. But Swiatek is there as Medina could not get a good shot away. Has been by far the most dangerous player for Argentina. She's had several opportunities, has been unable to capitalize yet.
And Argentina with tons of space there.
They're looking for more here right now, and there's a shot more near goal, but
when you look at how many players Argentina's attacking with, they shouldn't even touch the ball. They've got loads of space up there.
Borello knew he'd be in tough, perhaps had dreams of a victory the way that first half was going. Canada has snuffed that possibility out, I would think. 3-0 with 3 minutes and stoppage time to go. Bertini, her ball goes right to Barbita Nuno. Here's Gomez. On the left side. Little 1-2, but it doesn't work. Andrews clears. Is Lopez.
Still, you're seeing Canada knocking those balls right to the Argentinian players.
Argentina possessing the ball and moving it around nicely. Medina goes down. Here's Andrews. Back into the middle of the park. Chasing it is Sinclair. Gonzabate beats her to it. Here's Hubert. Vallejo can't connect. Bertini sends it back to Timko. Timko in for Hooper. But it's brought down by Gaitan. Into the middle for Alvariza. Back for Alvariza. Nonen, though, gets back to clean it up. Gomez crosses one. Swiatek is there.
Swiatek looking solid on those crosses. Just like Evan Pellerud was telling us, that's her strength, and she's proven it here today.
Dying moments of this game. Canada with a 3-0 lead. That's all that's left. A minute and a few seconds plus injury time. It will all come down to Canada versus Japan. Very likely the winner of that game will go through. Well, for sure, the winner of that game will go through to the next round along with Germany, who will finish on top of the group. They have 2 wins now, and they still have Argentina left to play.
And watching that Japan-Germany game, you know, Japan's definitely a team Canada cannot take lightly. They looked great against Germany and actually created a lot of scoring opportunities for themselves, especially in that second half.
Matheson. Gonzabate. Argentina still in control. We will have 3 minutes of injury time. Timko back to Swiatek. Her ball, though, is out of bounds. Timko might as well have just knocked it out herself the way that went. A little celebration there on the sidelines. Latham with her 2 goals. Those last 2 goals will do wonders for their confidence. Had this game ended 1-0, the way they played, they'd probably be a little bit bewildered about what happened. But They've got some comfort in knowing they came back with a couple more at least. Ganzabati against Kiss. Ganzabati with that header. They're winning most of the balls in the air still is Argentina. There's another one.
And Charmaine Hooper, although she's playing striker, played a defensive role there and did a good job coming back and clearing that ball. She's just been everywhere on this field, and she's done an amazing job this game for Canada. She's the only player that I would say looks like she's got a lot of fire in her belly. She wants to win.
Hooper was complaining about that last call that went against Matheson, and the referee took a rather stern look at her. Here's Timko. For Hooper.
And look at Canada. Hooper's got the ball and she's got no one to pass it to. It's all Argentinian players in front of her. Matheson's not running in front of her player. Kiss is standing behind a player. Bertini's standing behind a player.
Sinclair lets that one go, hoping she might be able to chase it down. She can't do it. Ferro comes out to take it. Charmaine Hooper with the first goal of the game. Then Christine Latham with 2 for a little insurance. Kiss knocks that one forward. Here's Sinclair with it. Kiss trying to get up there along with Lang. There's the cross for Lang to the far post, just too far. Lang losing the ball in the corner. Around Nonan goes Alvariza. Gomez, though, can't get away.
And we've seen how technical these players are. We said it off the top of the show that watch for Argentina to be individually very technical and skillful, and they've shown that, but they've also shown that they're good as a team. They've played very well together today.
What I'm surprised at is they've won so many of the balls in the air. I didn't think that would be possible against Canada, but that's the way it's happened.
It's almost as if Argentina was a little bit more hungry.
Andrews with the foul that time on Guerrez. And this will be Gaitan. Gomez steps up to take it. And it's offside.